Okay. Monday stream with Pokemon Shield. And I heard the Susie arrive in the chat.
No, you did.
Okay, and then I'll just get rid of whoever this is in the chat then.
Potato.
There we go. Oh well. Well.
The corner was lovely, thank you very much.
How is Susie?
Tired.
What was Susie doing all night then?
Nothing, I actually went to bed pretty early.
Why do I not believe Susie?
No, really, I did. That message I sent you was probably the last one before I went to bed. But then I woke up at 7, which was yay.
Yeah, well. Anyway, we've got a couple of some new Pokemon caught. Managed, well, I had to end up breeding to get the Dreepy because doing the raids I found a final form Dragapult. Yeah, Dragapult. So I bred it off so we can work up from the lowest. Wash Rotom, and I finally managed to get a Swinub, which I've been trying to get for a long time. Also, technically we could have caught the Dreepy as soon as we had access to the wild area. It was just heavily reliant on us getting a purple raid in a particular spot. Oh yeah, and also a load of trade evolutions now done. Also finally managed to catch the Curablast, so that trade will happen before next time, in theory. So, yay.
Yeah.
As for team training, well, Pokemon training, who is it that we're not going to be interested in now? Oh yes, both of these two. Just pop them down here for a second. You. So you up there now. You. Definitely you. Right, I think that might be it. For stuff being moved. Yeah. Just neaten everyone up. I've got one of these. You over here. There we go. Just quickly flick back here 1 second. And then oh yeah, you got some new That's what I was looking for. And then we can get you to evolve. Okay. How are kitties?
Poppy's on my bed.
Mm-hmm.
And Daisy's in the window.
Burp time. She's having burp time.
Yeah.
What did they get up to for the day anyway?
Mostly sleeping.
Make a quick use of you. One of those two. And din-dins?
Salmon and jelly.
Can actually evolve the swine up right away. Back. I haven't looked at this at the minute, but wait, what level did you go again? There we are, 33. It's always weird when you see Pilot Swine's eyes. They're eyes that have seen things that they should not have seen.
Ooh.
Don't know why Suzy seemed proud of that.
Cause
But it's terrifying. Then under a move. And do it for this. There we go, and then you will evolve again. Ba, ba, ba. And now we got a mouse swine.
woohoo!
I don't want double hit. Ugh. Itch. Alright. Then we'll just quickly save. 344 Pokemon obtained in Pokedex. We're trundling through it really, really well.
Nice.
Before we do any of the other bits, just quickly go and a couple of daily things. I know I'm using the Pokemon I super high leveled for the raids for this bit, but you know, it's a daily bit. I've kind of shown it off already, so I don't see any problem in just using my raid ones. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. So what is Susie going to do tomorrow?
I'm not too sure.
Kitty play day?
Can do. I give Cat some treats today.
Oh. Were they happy kitties?
Yeah. They were both happy when I came at them with the treats.
What were they? Were they just like, woman? No, Susie's not going to share.
I'm just trying to remember what they were both after that. I can remember that.
Oh yeah, now I can. No. Yeah, you need to get pictures of when they're being like, yeah, woman. And what is Pops doing on your bed anyway at the minute?
Asleep.
She in the kitty corner?
She's in Daisy's corner.
That's the kitty corner. Because that's the corner the kitties like. I wonder why that corner in particular, though.
I don't know, actually. Weird. But it's cute. Yeah, how was your day today?
Just tired.
You enjoyed Clone Wars though, did you?
Oh yeah, I mean, I just finished watching, spending a good chunk of part of the weekend and the morning for re-watching all of it.
Fair enough.
So, I admit the episode was available earlier than I expected. Because the episodes are not normally available until the afternoon, our time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, had that when I was sort of waking up this morning, it was just like, it was everyone, like, it was literally just like, yeah, final episode of Clone Wars is out.
Nice.
So I had to just rush through a few episodes to
Oh yeah.
get to it.
I just can't wait for quarantine to be over so we can start the Star Wars.
Well, you can, you mean?
Yeah. But I am waiting until we're together to watch it.
Mm-hmm. I am trying to decide whether to just do the films or start throwing in TV projects as well.
I say start with film, and then when we're done with the films, we can probably move on to TV.
Even though the TV stuff is all set in between different films.
Oh, bugger.
Yes. Because the order is Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Clone Wars, Revenge of the Sith, Solo, which that one is the film you can skip.
Okay.
Somewhat. Although the finale for the last few episodes of Clone Wars kind of make some tie into it. Very, very loosely though. And then it's Rebels, Rogue One. Again, Rogue One being another film, one of the other side films.
Yeah.
Then you get back into films.
Because you made sure I got Rogue One, didn't you?
Well, I suggested because out of the two side films, Rogue One is definitely the better one and plays actually probably a much greater narrative importance than Solo does.
Fair enough.
But yeah, then you got New Hope. Hang on a second. Just trying to make sure I click the right things here. Let me close that. Yeah, then you have New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and then Return of the Jedi. Then you get back into a TV series with Resistance. Well, most of season 1 though.
Okay.
Then you want to see Force Awakens. Finish the rest of season 1 of Resistance and watch season 2. And then you can go on to Last Jedi and then Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the Mandalorian. I forgot. I sort of skipped over that. That you do before Resistance and after Return of the Jedi.
Oh my. Well, I can definitely. I'm keeping it up to you to see what we do.
Mm-hmm. I'd definitely say like it. I mean, I wasn't too impressed with Resistance. Although the early episodes really were what put me off. Apparently, it does get better in the second half. But definitely Clone Wars and Rebels.
Okay.
I'm trying to decide what we want here. You.
Also, hold on.
Okay.
Sorry, just had to yell downstairs.
It's alright, I'm just trying to work out what Pokemon we're going to use.
Yeah, it's alright.
Two more spots for a ice type gym. Oh boy, trying to decide which Pokemon here to use for an ice type gym, isn't it? As easy as you think. Despite them having a large number of ice types having tons of weaknesses.
I mean, that cool and collected, and he wasn't being crazy at all. No, can you take the measuring tape? It's underneath Pop. Underneath. Head end.
Poppy's using it as a pillow.
Measure that one. On it was to measure this. Of course, I've already bought something, so fine.
Poppy did nothing wrong. Stop treating Poppy as a criminal.
Oh my god.
What?
Poppy is only a criminal when she is.
Poppy did nothing wrong.
Uh-huh.
So as he knows I am right.
I do.
Right. That sign is just what?
I admit the first time I saw that, I stared at it for a good 5 minutes, like, wow. Just wow.
I have no idea what they were trying to do with that one.
something.
If they were trying to invoke the idea of Little Chef, I am going to be so annoyed because they did. Yeah, they went and they were making these games long after Little Chef had shut down. This guy for the entrance looks so just done with the gym challenge. Look at the way he's hunched over, miserable looking face. He's like, I don't want to do this. Also, here's a flaw in the gym designs.
Yeah.
You have to go up to the guy at the entrance bit to start to register to do the challenge, but then he kicks you away to go and get changed.
Yeah, I don't.
Why can't they have the changing room behind him?
That is a really good question.
Come on, this is meant to be based on the UK. We're better at designing things than that.
Our gyms are, well, I want to say pretty damn good as well. I stepped foot in one, well, in secondary school.
See, I can't be bothered to do this properly.
Thanks, Sam. I just realised out of context was...
I like how it has a slightly different take on the invisible barrier approach, but... Yeah. Yeah, well. Snomp. Snomp, snomp.
Snom is so adorable!
Well, yeah, I always think though it's meant to be like Galera and La Vista. And its evolution of Galera and Volcarona. I don't know, just something with their designs just make it look like they were meant to be Galeran variants rather than new Pokemon in their own right.
Yeah.
So... and poof, all the other holes appear. Sometimes it's hard to tell whether it's alerting you to a large one or a small one. How many more weeks?
So long.
No, I wanted to switch Pokemon with. Well, at least at the end of the month we've got Xenoblade. Again.
No!
For the 4th time.
Excitement.
I know. Find it crazy. I'm about to own the game for a 4th time. Oh, I've got to
I
tell
still
you.
need to buy it on Wii U.
Yeah, about that. Nintendo have
I'm not-
started shutting down the eShop in some countries. For the Wii U, and DS.
Is it shut down in ours?
No, I just said they've started.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's only been like South America. But the fact that they have started.
I'm gonna probably have to make a purchase soon. I haven't played on the Wii U in ages, but it'll be cool to own it.
But yeah, it is just something to bear in mind that if they've started, in some areas, it may not be too long till they start rolling it out in others.
Yeah.
I mean, now, bear in mind, like, people have sort of said that the South American market was never that big for them anyway.
No.
But obviously, we have no idea how many, how long they may decide to wait for. I mean, especially if the Switch is doing really well. So, yeah. Oh. Oh, damn it. Oh, good, yeah. There we go. Oh yes, I forget this bit happens. Obviously I've done this thought it was pointing somewhere else there. Did this on the when in Sword, this is a rock type gym.
Yes.
So instead of snow, it's sand, and then a sandstorm. So yeah. Yeah, I just fondle around aimlessly at this point. Only 2 ways there then? That's a weird spot to have a pit for. It's really hard to see the sense of the holes. At least once you have triggered them, your character will just automatically, treat it as an invisible wall.
Yeah.
And you're not going to just...
See, I didn't actually know they did that, because when I did it, I was trying my hardest not to fall through flipping holes.
Yeah, well, the fact it treats them as invisible walls once you find them. Itch. Ah. Very annoying itch. Boy. Oh boy. Oh yeah, because Saints Row 3 remastered is this month as well, if I remember correctly.
Oh, blimey, yeah.
So,
Well, as I said, I'm going to be ordering things in June instead.
yeah. I mean, I haven't seen it. Yeah, there's nothing Gamer offering on pre-orders and whatnot anyway, so... Pity, because I was kind of hoping they'd be like, Steelbook!
Oh, that would be so cool.
I know. Saints Row 3 Steelbook. You know what I kind of want them to have done while they were making this remake? Or remaster, sorry.
Do what?
Actually do Saints Row 4 as the DLC it was meant to be. As like a little bonus for this remaster.
See, that would be cool.
They're not going to have done that, but...
Oh, no, definitely not.
But, no, they have to do a remake if that's going to be the case.
Yeah.
But it would be so cool if they could be like, yeah, here's what the DLC... Well, here's what that game was meant to be. What could have been.
Aye. Ooh, baby.
Yeah, really hard to see as you get further in this.
Mm.
Oh, I thought I dodged that.
100% dodged. So proud.
Nope, there is a hole there. Really? That's got a hole as well. Also, who thought making a gym with death trap holes in it was a good idea? TA?
It was probably... I mean, when in doubt, it's TA. But when you're still in doubt, it's...
Wow, I nearly went with all... I nearly hit all the holes on that one.
Oh, blimey. Jose?
Okay, that bit of commentary is kind of a bit... harsh. Or not harsh, sexist that just came up on screen. Go on, puff your chest out a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious, I know what it's trying to reference, the fact that you're meant to be standing tall at the end of that of a challenge.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't work when you've got the female character in particular.
It doesn't, because when you say that to a girl, it's just like, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. I wonder if it actually has a somewhat different meaning in Japan.
Could do.
Or it's just a bit of a awkwardness of the translation. Oh well, whatever the reason, it's still just something I'm amazed actually was allowed to remain. And this is why Nintendo of Europe should be the one that does translations.
Hi, Nintendo.
Okay, no, I kid on that one. I mean, there's a couple of things Nintendo of Europe lets slip in Xenoblade.
Oh, blimey.
Have you not paid attention to some of those little text bubbles that pop up sometimes?
I know there's a subtitling with Melia during a certain cutscene.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of erroring as well in Xenoblade 2.
Yeah.
There
has been some I have noticed and I got that's not right.
Yeah, there's other little bits as well I've seen in some spots.
Still love the game bits though.
Yeah, I mean, I think also Pandora's Tower is meant to have some good few things that slip past the sensors and their ability to be appropriate. So yeah, Nintendo of Europe are not infallible in this scenario.
No.
But it's just... Wait, does that ice lolly look like a stormtrooper helmet? Okay, look. I don't know how... Are you seeing it, Susie?
I'm not.
Right. Look at the little advert thing that's just on the screen.
I have it in mod view, so it's tiny as hell.
Oh. Well, quickly come out of mod view so you can have a look. Because yeah, it's. Let me see if.
Come on, hurry up.
Waiting for Susie to be able to see this, so I don't have to.
Okay. Yep, I see it.
Look, it makes you think of a stormtrooper helmet, doesn't it?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of funny. Because the adverts are different in Sword as well, so...
Yeah, they are. That is true.
Really? It did that. Oh well. What get melted. Oh, why did I give it to you? The extra money. Oh. I don't know who I should have given it to. Oh. I'm pressing the panic button. No, nothing. No, nothing happens when I press the panic button.
Aww.
Apart from it making my finger sore because it's really, really small. And it takes a bit of effort to press. Oh yeah, something I didn't get around to doing. Just because of stuff going on. I didn't get around, haven't put a vote up yet. for a new Thursday game. So yeah, I don't know exactly when I'm going to be able to get around to that at the minute.
Do you know what you're going to be playing on Thursday?
Not yet. That's what I was saying, I haven't really got a vote organised yet. Alright, here we go. Time for the big guns. Right. And for Susie's favourite.
I was slow on the P, but
Susie, if you need to go, go.
God damn it.
I have been waiting a long time to use that one.
I'm disappointed, but also not disappointed because it's such a U common.
Also, I am mentally broken at the minute.
Oh no!
I mean, you've known I've been mentally broken this entire lockdown.
I know.
Oh jeez, that did more damage than I thought. Oh, Pikachu's down. No, Pikachu. Let's try this. I haven't learned Meteor Assault yet, which is a pity. I kind of wanted that. But we're gonna break some bricks.
Ooh.
There we go. And there we go. She just wants to climb in a hole. It's just an ice cube, the symbol.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Like how she also just says, if you become champion and my son challenges you, beat him up.
Oh.
Jeez, that's harsh to your kid. Just being like, hey, stranger who came and beat my gin. Can you just put my kid in his place one day, please? Bob's your uncle. Oh, jeez. I forgot that was the name of that restaurant. But I don't have an uncle called Bob.
Neither do I.
I mean, leave comments in the comments if you do have an uncle called Bob and you're watching this on YouTube.
Hi, Bob.
No, I said if you have an uncle called Bob, not your name is Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Wrong thing. And I think Sawsy's drunk.
Hi, Bob.
Yep, Sawsy drunk. Let's bring you in the team. You in the team. Play tag. Some Pokemon. Decide who. There, actually. There we go. There we go. Buy some more Pokeballs. Save. Alright, let's go and catch up with what's going on. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-da-ba. Da-da-da. An absolutely fantastic poster. I'm guessing it's meant to be maybe a bit more, maybe more of a, based on something more like Wimpy, maybe than Little Chef.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Those are definitely gravestones, not beds.
Yeah, gravestone.
Yeah. You can't say that they just went to sleep. Those are definitely gravestones. I'll order the I'll order whatever's the special of the day.
Wooloo.
No. I do not eat the wooloo. Eating wooloo is bad. Wooloo is precious and adorable and must be protected. Because wooloo.
Wooloo. Just wooloo.
Yep. Wooloo is best Pokemon. Okay. I forgot we have a battle with Hop right now.
Ah, yeah.
Hop, you admitted you failed the gym right then, so therefore I am doing better than you in the gym challenge. Oh yay, he brought his double back onto his team.
Aw, yeah.
You see, Hop, I hope you learned your lesson about abusing your Wooloo. Abusing... You too can prevent Wooloo from taking abuse. For 50 polka dollars a day, you can protect a Wooloo. Please speak to Susie's kiddies about more information. No, it's Poppy and Daisy, not the other cat.
Oh.
Meow meow. Oh, hi, Cookie Cat. We weren't talking about you. Meow 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 meow. What do you mean Batman's in the other room? Meow 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 meow.
He's angry you finished Arkham Asylum.
I haven't finished it yet.
So you did.
No, I
You
said...
haven't. Whoops.
Meow 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 meow. Tell him tomorrow. He's got the wrong day. Meow 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 meow. The bank holiday's not until the end of the week. Oh, jeez. He thinks oh, he's probably thinking I've bumped everything forward a day because the bank holiday's happening at the end of a week. And you decided to leave him alone with Fishy Cat? Well, that made her run off.
And we never saw her again.
No, but she went back to save Fishy Cat.
Damn it.
Wait, you... My blackcurrant shot for what you just said about Fishy Cat.
Oh no, that wasn't about Fishy Cat. I think Fishy Cat was okay.
No, I was saying that Cookie Cat ran off to go and basically go and protect Fishy Cat, and you're just wishing the Cookie Cat ran off somewhere else or something bad happened to Fishy Cat. Did you not realise at any point how bad what you said sounded?
Nope.
Why do you sound so proud about not realising that?
Because.
Right, well, I guess someone's not going to be getting a Mummy's Day card next year then.
I didn't get one last year.
You are forgetting these two can't write in English.
I know, but still.
It's... Again, you're forgetting their writing is just squiggles.
Did you get one last year?
Huh?
Did you get one last year?
Well, yeah, because they can give it to me. Again, you're forgetting it's got to get to you in the post. Now do you see the problem?
Maybe.
They write in squiggles and it has to go in the post.
Yeah. fair point.
AKA it's stuck in the postal system because they don't know where to deliver it to. And this is why the kitties are those two cats can't ever get anything to you in the post because they don't realise that no one can read their handwriting.
Why didn't they get you to write it?
Because they keep doing it behind my back, and plus also it's more important if it was them that did it.
Yeah, the first one then.
So yeah, Susie should probably be nicer to the kitties.
I'll bring some tuna next time.
I'm just sleepy. Why bring no, because I've got a cat that eats cookies and a cat that eats fish food.
I gotta get rid of this tin of tuna somehow.
Not me, because I'm allergic.
I'll find somebody that will eat.
Did Susie forget that?
No, I didn't. You know I'm hella careful with what I eat around you.
Just give the... Wait, what was wrong with the tuna that meant you couldn't give it to the kitties?
It has chili in it.
Oh, yeah. Who puts chili with tuna?
I don't know, but apparently Prince does.
Just... No, but who did it in the first place?
I don't know.
I can understand it being done as an experiment or as, a prank or something. Or one of those, like, punishment games where, you have to take a mouthful of something that you normally would consider nice but has been ruined by something.
Yeah.
Like, that sort of scenario, I can see why chili tuna came about.
Yeah.
But as a general off-the-shelf food,
Yep.
why?
The worst part is, I was like, oh, cat, you got more tuna. And then I looked at it closely and it said with chili. I'm like, what?
Were they looking at you like, yes, woman?
They were, and I just had to disappointedly look at them like,
Hopefully you gave them extra treats as a reward.
I did. I apologized.
You will pay for your insolence.
I just did her last night and it was not fun.
Oh, don't worry. Just wait until you get to do her in HD.
Oh, yay! I get to see that cutscene in HD.
You know what I want to happen right as it happens?
What?
You to break your game and it gets stuck on that image.
Oh no. 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 To be honest, in the 3DS version, she didn't say as much.
They must have done what they did with Xenoblade 2's patch.
I am so sad with that patch. That's
Can they patch Xenoblade Definitive Edition to make us spam the line, please? Susie needs more of that line repeated over and over. You will pay for your insolence.
I think Chugga sums it up a lot, well, finally with that entire boss fight.
Mm-hmm. What did he say?
Well...
Because I cannot remember.
He didn't actually say anything, it's just a video, watch out with it. I'll find it.
But yeah, right, I know what I'm going to search on YouTube for after this stream. I am searching for a certain thing happening on video. On I know what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm going to search for a video which is just you will pay for your insolence on loop.
Oh, hell no.
And Susie's going to love it.
I am not loving it.
I said you will. So just one. because Susie loves silly things. And the like. Give Susie more things to make her cry.
Please no. I want at least some of my sanity to still be here when this is all over.
Unfortunately, sanity is in very short supply.
Yeah.
And you're talking to a person who has none of it.
I know. Oh yeah, I forgot.
Why did Susie forget?
A lot of things.
I mean, that describes Susie on a normal daily basis.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that Susie needs... Wrong button. Back to heal. It's so annoying because like one thing I like in May is we always get like the early sort of rumors about what's gonna be shown off at E3, and companies may give us like, oh yeah, we're gonna give you a tease of something we're gonna show at E3.
Yeah.
Because obviously beginning of next month, well early part of next month should have been E3. But now it's just, this is boring.
I mean, I've already started by preparing for a very lonely birthday.
You've got 2 kitties.
Good point. But I can't exactly drink with my cat.
It's called, you have your drink, you put the kitty's bowls down and you're just like, here.
And then I pour the drink in the kitty's bowl. Got it.
No.
No, do not do that. Seriously, do not freaking do that. Whew.
No, you just give them their water bowls and just be like, here. Cheers. And just clink the can next to, on the bowls just because.
What if I have a bottle?
Bottle, whatever. Carton, if you want to be really, really silly. You've gone and got yourself a little kiddie drink. And I don't know why that's suddenly alcoholic. I'm actually amazed because the increase of cartons being recyclable, that they haven't started giving us alcohol in those cartons.
You can get wine in cartons.
Why are they not doing the beer?
I don't know.
But the point still stands. My point still stands that, we could, why is it not a thing? Just, I need kitty hugs.
I shall get you those after street.
Yep. There's also another something else that needs to be sorted after stream.
Oh.
Well, because I managed to get a lot done on Pokemon Go when I went out to pick up the shopping.
Oh.
So I need to do a trainer battle.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I managed to basically make all the progression in one day.
That's pretty damn cool. I won't lie. Nice.
Oh, come on! That was a catch. I mean, it did kind of help that someone had already put an incense on, a lure module on the Pokestop.
Oh, nice.
Well, yeah, remember they're all boosted to last an hour now, so...
Yeah.
The only thing that was just and because my character did wander around in the car park, and I was pretty close to the kilometre needed for egg and buddy candy.
Oh, that's cool. Nice.
I was always concerned though I'd end up hitting the kilometre for the buddy candy before it got there. Okay. Come on, I'm trying to catch this stupid Pukumuku. But yeah, like I said, I need to do a trainer battle, so...
Okay.
Finally! Okay. What are we nicknaming Pukumuku?
Spiky thing.
No, Guts with a Z.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, it punches you with its guts.
Ooh, yeah, it does.
So, yeah, I am thinking clever. Oh, boy. Heal again. Yeah, I mean, most of the Pokemon we're missing from the Pokédex are Pokemon that we can only get in the water. Or on these last, route sections that we didn't have access to yet. At least, for starting off the families for what we're missing.
Yeah.
So... I did not mean to run into the Jellican. Even though I could catch this, I'm gonna leave it because we can catch its pre-evolve form. Should probably be a bit of an easier job. No, I do not know the Kingler. We're looking for a Pincurchin. Which for all purposes could have been a Galarian Corsola or Pukumuku. So, such a slow, boring, dull day.
Uh-huh. I can agree.
I mean, just dull, boring all the time. Oh hey, it's another one of the Dirt Brigade. Actually, no, wait, no, it's not. Camerons are not part of the Dirt Brigade, it's the... I've seen some stuff brigade.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I mean, it is definitely not. Those are definitely eyes that have seen some really, really dodgy stuff. While Intellion here is just like, yep, I'm the coolest kid on the block.
Italian is who you would find down the skate park.
No, it's the shady thing in. No, it's the shady person in the dark alley.
Oh my god, yes.
You know, just casually leaning back on the wall in the trench coat.
Yep.
I really just can't not just look at camera and just be like, dude, you are high on something.
I think, in honesty, Alex summed it up in his art like he did on him.
Yeah. Well, maybe it bought whatever Intellion is selling.
Hey, I got some water crystals. You want some water crystals?
You want to buy some death sticks?
I got some chlorine. Fresh chlorine.
No, death sticks is actually a reference.
Is it?
Yeah, it's said in Star Wars.
Aww.
They literally have cigarettes in Star Wars.
Oh my.
Yeah. I mean, that's at least what I mean, it's only ever been mentioned, it's never appeared, but from what's been sort of described, they are basically Star Wars cigarettes. But they call them what they actually are.
You just imagine Darth Vader just standing there like he's a bad.
Yeah, it's a scene in episode. I'm trying to think which one it was. It's either two. I think it was 2. I mean, it's not really much of a spoiler, but Obi-Wan goes into a bar to gather some intel and just. It's a
certain bar with a certain tune.
No.
Oh.
At least from one. At least if we're thinking of the same or different bits, anyway. Point is, he goes in there and yeah, just some criminal because it's a criminal underworld place.
Yeah.
And literally, one of the people comes up and is just like, "You want to buy some death sticks?" And yeah, you know, using the Force. You don't want to sell me death sticks. I don't want to sell you death sticks. You want to go home and rethink your life. I want to go home and rethink my life. Yeah, Star Wars. Teaching kids, you know, not to smoke.
It didn't work with certain adults.
Pardon?
It didn't work with sunlight.
Look, at least it was something. And it wasn't like, you know, trying to force it down, a message down people's throats. It was played more as a joke.
Yeah.
Come on, we just want the pink urchin. Actually, there might be an easier way to find the pink urchin. Just remembered something. Pink urchin is an electric type. Which means if I tag out Arcano, for the beast. And put the beast up front.
Damn, Mark.
Well, no, it's because static increases the chances of encountering electric type Pokemon.
Oh.
Yep. Now, sadly, Pincurchin still has a really, really bad encounter rate. But it's better than nothing. Boosting it. I did not mean to run into you, Gastrodon. Let me just agree that why? I think camera in is really, really high. Higher than your kitties on catnip. Yeah, there it is. What do I want to use on this thing? Right, let's just... Hopefully this won't kill it. No, it's not gonna. Oh, man. So... I don't know what else to say right now. No. Poppy, Daisy.
They're both asleep.
Oh, how long ago did Daisy come out the window?
I want to say maybe an hour ago.
That's what it has. This, Puncher. There. That's all. Okay, let's take you on. Okay. Go for that. Oh, I'm just... Ah, there we go, that's better.
Alright?
Yeah, shoulder just locked up a little bit.
Oh, blimey.
Don't worry. Too much. Bellosum. Oh, man. Your slash. Goodbye. Oh, man. Just gonna go sleepy sleeps in this place. Eventually. Yes. We finally get a thing. Yeah. Protect the dreadnought, huh? You know, I think that dreadnought is a bit fed up.
Most likely.
Also, funny thing, despite them, going on about protecting a dreadnought, you cannot get wild dreadnought on this route.
No, you can't. That is true.
So yeah, they really the devs should have maybe have thought that through a bit better. Although I'm imagining it's more earlier in development they'd planned it to be there to be dreadnought here, and that just kind of got abandoned.
Yeah.
At least that's how I see it. Cool. I need a better fairy move on this thing. Still enough, okay. Banana. It's one down and one to go. That's it, Dreadnought, run away. Yay, I got a Rotom bike again.
Yay!
But before we go that way, we can now Aquatic Assault Team, go! Mantike! Alright. Need to check on something else as well. Pound again. Yeah. And then throw the Pokeball. We can catch it. Da, da, da. What the heck? No, please don't. No, 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 no. It's probably going to go down because of the hail.
No!
Oh, it just survived. No! Great. Both Pokemon are going to faint. And this is why trying to catch Pokemon here kind of sucks. Because A, the game treats me like a piece of trash when it comes to catching Pokemon. And B, the weather is just going to kill him. Yeah, I just need hugs.
No.
Getting stuck on things. Or a Quillfish. Don't believe we have that yet either.
No, I don't think you do.
Well, like I say, most of the Pokemon we're missing are on the water, so... Yep, we did not have a Quillfish. Oh yay. Poisoned immediately. I just cry endlessly now. Can I just call it quits now?
Yeah.
Alright, goodbye. Well, look, Susie said I could go.
Yep.
That means this stream will just run forever on this one image.
Poppy, no, come back.
Poppy's just like, well,
Oh no, she's going into the window.
ooh. Pop pop!
Poppy.
Go give Daisy some love. Oh, come on, get in the ball! This is why I get really emotionally broken at Pokemon, because it's just games just keep abusing me. And I'm gonna I'll just I just wanna I don't know what I wanna do right now.
Cola.
Maybe I'm okay. You can tell that isolation is making me worse than I normally am.
Yep.
Oh yeah, one thing I didn't get a chance to take a picture of was next door's kitty. It was just lying on top of the next door's recycle boxes earlier. Because it was kind of, that had become like a little sun trap.
Oh, nice.
So it was just lying on top of them, or we were just like, hi.
Yes.
I am just sunning myself at the minute.
Oh.
This is my little sunspot. Do not disturb me, human.
Just Blair.
There's also a very happy squirrel in the back, but but by the time I got my phone, it disappeared.
Aww.
I hate trying to find Manti. Come on! Trying to get the Manti is really hard because they're just jumping all the damn time. There. Finally got it. It's so hard. Right. Doing this thing. Oh, come on! It friggin' avoided the thunder wave! That bubble beam is just so much damage. Oh. There. They're now paralysed, you fool. Have money thrown in your face. Great, it's got the healing ability, the move.
Oh.
It's basically going to heal for the amount of damage it takes from the hail.
Yeah, but isn't that a good thing?
Problem is it takes the damage first. Which is the problem. Healing always... Passive healing happens last. Which is kind of annoying, but I see they do it to stop you being caught in, you know, like a damage heal loop.
Yeah.
Well, or healing damage loop. Something like that, so... Come on, get in the ball! You're meant to be a baby Pokemon, so you're meant to be very easy to catch. Not even one shake! Come on! Actually, I think maybe it's taking just like maybe like 1 or 2 more points of damage than it's healing. You And this is why I go through so many balls, because the games have just never let me catch Pokemon easily, even when the Pokemon is meant to be really easy to catch. And there's some people going to say, well, you're just using Pokeballs. Well, that's the reason I just use Pokeballs. So I'm not wasting money on the more expensive balls if they're just going to be rendered only as good as a Pokeball with my luck.
Yep.
Might as well spend 200 per Pokeball than, you know, what was initially like 700 and 1,200 for Great and Ultra Balls, or however much it was back in the days. And we consider like how many Ultra Balls you could buy for a regular Pokeball. Also, if they're not very effective, that Bubble Beam does a stupid amount of damage on a Pokemon that resists. Come on! Plus I also had a critical capture happen a couple of throws ago and it broke out of a critical capture.
The hell?
Yep. Three shakes and it breaks. There are days I wonder why I still play Pokemon games even though I know what they're going to do to me. Finally. Making basically no progress. Because I'm having to constantly go back to the Pokemon Center to heal. After one Pokemon, mostly. I just... That nearly got me. Another launch.
Oh god.
So is he sleepy? Right. So this bit, the maze that is in the bay. Well, no. thing. Okay then. I know what we're going to name this Whalmer, by the way.
We can't even call it jailbait.
Well, hold on, we don't even know if...
Oh, that is true! Oh my god. DLC, please. Please.
Yeah, they've got to do it via the DLC. Yeah, I did that to the thing and it didn't matter. Tummy growling.
Aww.
I know. Eat money! Payday literally is just shut up and take my money in real life.
Pretty much.
And yeah, I am aware of where that comes from because it's kind of hard to avoid it because that image gets used all the time.
I was about to say, you've never watched Futurama, how do you know?
Because the meme image. And some people actually put the little text in the bottom corner.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And actually, no, I wasn't thinking of calling this jailbait initially. I was originally going to call it Skitty.
Oh my god!
And then if they did do a Skitty, I was going to call it Waylord.
Yes!
No, you said to do jailbait.
No.
Too late, Susie, you did it. You said it.
No!
Done. Susie wanted some jailbait.
That would be unfaithful.
Come on, I want the Remoraid. Got it. Hi, Remoraid. Thunderwave you. Damn it, why is it with Pokemon that's avoiding Thunderwave so much? Even though I know it's not perfect accuracy, but still. Da-da-da. So they definitely sleepy.
Maybe.
Daisy, I think you better tell Sorzy to make like a cat and sleep. Susie will listen to a cat more than anyone else.
No, I do listen to you.
No, Susie will listen to a kitty more. Because Kitty looks at Susie and Susie's like, yes.
I mean, you told me to go to bed at midnight the other night, and I did.
No, I didn't tell you. I told Seismic.
You told me before I even went to play with Seismic.
Did it?
Well.
Yeah, I don't remember. I just remember typing in Seismic's chat. Make sure Susie goes to bed at midnight. Tuck her in. Read her a bedtime story. Basically, treat you like another one of his kids. Octoling. Is that done? Damn it. I didn't want to run into your Mantine. Especially not with Rhyperia in the lead. Rhyperia right on in the lead. I want a Rhyperia. Yes! I was just saying I want a Rhyperia. And the game gives us the evolution item.
Amazing.
Yep. Right. Right, before I come, I'm going to quickly fly back up so we can heal and then we can take on the trainers.
Nice.
Yeah. I'll definitely say between this week and next week, I'm not going to do any off-screen work because, well, maybe apart from some trade evolutions, but
Yeah.
but given like we're not going to be in a position for gym yet, so. That's better. 350 Pokemon, only 50 to go.
Yay!
Kind of crazy to think that, you know, you can get most of the Pokédex complete before you even get anywhere near the league in this game.
Pretty much.
But especially if you get lucky with the raids, you can basically be like, find almost all the Pokemon in their lowest forms.
Yeah. Also, you have to have a friend that's willing to give you Pokemon from the other game as well.
Yeah. Or they do another event like they did a couple of months ago where they put the version exclusives to be available via raids in the other. Okay, they didn't do all the Pokemon, they did a good chunk of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a cool little thing they did. I mean, it was called the Pokédex Completion Event. Because they put, like I say, most Pokemon that were exclusive to the opposite version to be available in your version. Plus, then they boosted a couple of really rare Pokemon that were shared between versions. So, in a way, yeah. I mean, again, people you may complain about, the reduced Pokédex, but at the same time, they've done a couple of things to make it easier to complete what they have left. Making, in a way, Sword and Shield far more completion friendly than any other Pokemon game.
I totally agree.
Even Red and Blue and Yellow. Yes, only 150 Pokemon, because technically Mew was not part of the game's requirements. So, but yeah, it was so hard to get some of the stuff done.
I bet.
For Dex completion in some points. Especially because back when those games came out, you had to really pay attention to in-game text, otherwise you may not have known how to get a Gengar, Machamp, Alakazam and Golem.
Oh, through trade?
Yeah. Because remember, the internet wasn't a thing back in that point of the 90s,
No,
really.
It really wasn't. I mean, it existed, but it just wasn't.
Like I say, it wasn't really a thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, unless you were fully aware of the from other materials, you could have been stuck with 4 Pokemon that didn't evolve.
Mm.
So I also remember so many rumours about how you could get them to evolve without trading.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, if you get them to level 100, they'll evolve as soon as you get there, and other weird, like, little things. Well, thankfully, that getting them to level 100 didn't matter anyway. For working out if they would evolve.
Yeah.
But still, it was a story that people put out anyway.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And then obviously, yeah, all the rumours about how to get Mew and whatnot. I admit, obviously, again, because not really having internet and from where I lived at the time, not really anyone else around, so I didn't even really get many of these rumours until later in life.
Yeah.
And so therefore I never did try any of the sort of hacks in the game to get Mew until they did the 3DS release of Red and Blue.
Yeah.
And yeah, I actually pulled the Mew glitch off.
What's the new glitch, out of curiosity?
Well, Mew, like any other mythical Pokemon, with the exception of Deoxys in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, cannot be encountered through gameplay.
Okay.
It was just meant to be like a distribution event Pokemon.
Oh.
But there is like a glitch you can do in Red and Blue and Yellow, where you can basically manipulate the game to let a Pokemon encounter be whatever Pokemon you want it to be.
Oh.
Yeah. And, well, basically, because Mew is encoded into the game, because it has to be, it just doesn't have an encounter encodement system, but you're manipulating a spawn thing, because it's generating because you're basically tricking the way the game's spawn system works.
Yeah.
Because you're then manipulating a number. It does require you to do some extremely frame-perfect actions.
Oh god, I bet.
Because you have to, just there's a particular, there's like, I think there's 2 locations you can pull the Mew glitch off. The first one is when you get to Cerulean City.
Yeah.
Well, just above it, technically. But, yeah, you want to, basically, there's one particular trainer, you want them to try and start engaging you in battle, but just as they're about to do the little exclamation, just as the exclamation mark bit would happen, you want to then, hit start.
Yeah.
Use a Pokemon that has teleport, or if you want to, like, save this route until later in the gameplay, you can have fly, but the point being, you use teleport to get away.
Yeah.
You then have to go and battle another trainer.
Okay.
And then you go off to back onto that route that you first did the teleport on. And I believe then you just go into the grass, and then the first Pokemon you'll encounter would be a Mew.
Oh my god, amazing.
Yeah. And like the way you can manipulate the game through, and bear in mind you can do this technically with any trainer. Although technically the one trainer you're teleporting from, he himself has nothing to do with triggering this glitch.
Yeah.
All he does is he's just really well placed to do it.
I mean, who even discovered that? It does sound pretty cool.
I do not know who discovered it, but yeah, it's but yeah, it's a very but yeah, you could like manipulate the game in so many ways, because not only will it let you manipulate what Pokemon you'll encounter,
Yeah.
you can manipulate the level.
Oh, wow.
So you could manipulate the game to get a level 100 or a level 1 of a Pokemon that should not be available at level 1. So like you could get a level 1 Nidoking.
Did it also work for the legendaries?
Yeah, again, because they're all encoded, you're manipulating the game's spawn system.
Oh my god.
So you could spawn you could spawn Zapdos, Articuno, Moltres, or Mewtwo, and bear in mind, Mew being a mythical, so which is above legendary.
Just wow.
So yeah. I mean, some people would use that glitch who didn't have the ability to do the trades to be able to complete their Pokedex.
Which is honestly unfair enough. Fair enough.
But you, like I say, have to work out, the right, places to manipulate. Because bear in mind, you trigger a fight against the wrong thing, your entire plan basically is screwed.
Aww.
Well, because like I said, this requires very specific things to happen.
Yeah.
So, say if you wanted to go, if a particular trainer will trigger the fight, will trigger the ability for you to then guess a particular Pokemon, but you have to walk through grass to get to them.
Yeah.
And a wild Pokemon shows up first. That's kind of thrown your entire plan out the window.
Damn. So you're RNG with hoping that a Pokemon, well, wild Pokemon encounter doesn't happen is...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, it's not all that bad, but you kind of see the point, though.
Yeah.
We'll do this trainer battle and that'll be it then. Because, next week what we'll do is we'll finish exploring this route. And then we'll go back to previous routes and explore their waterways. Which I think sounds like a good plan. Because the ability to use surfing always does unlock a lot of stuff.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, good. But yeah, tomorrow we've got what I believe may be the finale for Batman Arkham Asylum.
I mean, it sounds like the finale.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to be going through that the last little bits, picking up all the treasures before we actually end it, but yeah, we'll do that, and then I should have switched Pokemon, never mind. Yeah, and then Mystery Wednesday, we'll play something on Thursday, because like I say, I haven't quite worked out what yet. I might do something, and then we've got Doom on Friday. I have seen one thing because I was trying to work, because what I'm trying to work out with when I do put the vote up, because if I'm finishing 2 games or even potentially a third game by the end of this week, is how I want to handle it. I don't want to just put a vote up, take it down just to immediately put another one up.
Yeah.
So I might do a thing of like top 3 games get put into rotation or something.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, but then I'm also now actually getting some of my older consoles here.
Oh, yeah.
So I might have some Wii U or PS3 games to put in the options.
That would be cool.
Or even potentially I could have some Wii games put in as well because I can play them off the Wii U.
That is true.
I mean, I don't have the Wii U here yet. Because what I bought over was my CDs for my PC.
Yeah.
And then the N64, GameCube, and my NES and SNES minis. Oh, and my actual SNES.
Nice.
Yeah. So next run should either be the Wii U or PS3. So, but the main point is I could be playing game. I might have another couple of consoles we can use. So, although like I was saying initially, from what I understand with Doom Eternal, we had with where we are so I didn't look at spoilers. I just wanted to look as to how long it would roughly be. There is about 4 hours left of the game.
Okay.
Which means 2 streams.
Yeah.
So we'll see how we go tomorrow, maybe, if I try and get some sort of vote up or something. Like I say, I don't quite know yet.
Yeah.
Or we might just play some random thing on Thursday as well.
Okay.
So, yeah. Anyway, just follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, and look up Susie on Twitter and flood her with squirrel pictures.
Squirrel.
Night night.